mlango wa kulima kuwa mshindi, kuwa na uhakika sasa, kukulea mustakabali wa baadaye. Tufanye kazi pamoja na tukue pamoja, kuimarisha Kenya ni jukumu la Kenya.
Alright, welcome back to the Farm Kenya show. Today we are in Kiseri and of course talking about pig farming, and we are on pig farm, of course in Kiseri, and we have the proprietor, the founder, Kieran Moreka. And Kieran, it's quite interesting because just to look back and observe the growth that you've experienced. I mean, how long have you been in the business now?
I've been in pig farming for the past 6 months.
For the past 6 months?
6 months, yes, sir.
How did you start in terms of structure? Because you started sort of a small setup, then expanded. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so I started with a structure that held about 30 pigs, which is small. And then once I found out how much money is in pig farming, I decided to extend it and make a bigger structure. And then from there, I'm planning on doing another structure in the next, maybe less than 2 months.
Okay.
Doing another structure.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm doing this is because I see the demand in pork, and I just want to expand and do the best I can.
Really? The market there is a huge demand that is unmet out there?
Yeah, it's definitely a huge demand because per my research and just being on the ground now, like I'm finding out more and more loopways and how to really make benefit and maximize off of pig farming.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's quite interesting. And also within the farm, because when you talk about, you are very young, yeah, as a young and a very digital, in a digital world, how do you incorporate digitization element into your farm?
I took a lot of time into really coming up with an idea on how to really keep track and digitize my whole farming. So I started to invest in CCTV just so I can keep track. If I'm out the country, I can still see what's going on in my farm. And yeah, that's what I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that has really helped, yeah?
Very, very much. Because there's times when I'm not in the farm. And in order for me to see what's going on, where my money's being, what I've invested in, I usually check my phone and I can see what's going on.
Okay.
And yeah.
Definitely. Let's talk about the market now, because you told me that you realize there is a huge demand out there.
Yeah.
Sometimes, especially for first-time farmers, they prefer working with off-takers to sort of, you raise the pigs, then come and mash, pick them. It's a simpler business model. For you thought otherwise. Talk to me about that alternative thought and what made you decide to go that direction.
So the number one reason why I decided to kind of venture into my own and have my own butchery is because I found out that there's more profits in that, because you get everything you can make sausages, you can make a lot of different items from all the entire pig itself. So having my own butchery, I feel like I'm maximizing profit-wise on everything I can get from the pig.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's for farmers, for new farmers out there. Like if you're able to financially, I advise you to get your own butchery.
Okay.
And according to the setup, will determine how much money you'll make per pig from your farm.
All right. So having market linkages, it seems it helps when you as a farmer have direct access to the market.
Correct. And then depending on the location as well, wherever your butchery is located will determine how much money you're making, obviously. So, if you have a butchery in Lavington compared to a butchery in Kikuyu, there's definitely a huge different margin on profit-wise on two different locations.
Okay. That's a factor that you have to put in place.
Yeah.
I mean, also we are in a space where there is so much digital marketing. You have to have an online presence. Like this farm has a TikTok page. Is that almost now? Because I see a lot of young farmers they're able to sort of disseminate information and their experiences through different social media platforms. First of all, did that sort of help in your research phase prior to entering into the game, and also on this tail end when it comes to market access and marketing the business itself? Does it play a huge role?
Yeah, I think in the world we live in nowadays, social media is definitely a huge source to take advantage of. Because that's how I started, and I was really amazed by the number of followers I gained doing pig farming compared to my own personal TikTok. So just knowing the loops, the time differences to go online, and it's incredible how you can make $300 every session you go live talking about pigs or just showing your own farm on TikTok. And you can also get on YouTube or Instagram and just finding whatever works out best for you. So that's why I chose to take advantage of the social media, because it's worldwide. You can have people in Asia, Europe, watching you while I'm in Kenya.
Oh, definitely. I mean, in the social media lingo, people talk about sliding into the DMs. So when you talk about a farmer's DM, what is the most asked question that you've experienced?
The total cost of the structures, feeds, how much, how am I feeding them, what goes into my feed program, is it profitable? It's a lot of messages in my DM, but most of the times I just feel like if somebody's really interested in knowing about pig farming, they'll give me a call, because I have thousands of messages, and I'll take a call more serious than sitting there replying to somebody and never reply back. And so for everybody that's out there DMing me, I just feel like you call me and we can really get down to business. Partnership, I'm open to partnerships, and
Definitely. That's very interesting. And also on the regulatory end, because I think in any country there are laws, jurisdictions that govern those areas. When it comes to pig farming, what do you need to take care of when it comes to authorities, permits and whatnot, so that everything is set?
I mean, the most important thing is whenever you're transporting your pigs to whatever butchery or wherever you're taking them to, you have to contact the local health department and get a license. So when you're traveling, you're not really violating no type of regulations or rules. So that's the only thing I can really think of.
Okay. Definitely. As we come to the tail end of this conversation, I'm trying to look at the future of pig farming. And you're talking about expansion. You're talking about going big. There is a huge market demand. For a pig farmer, and for a moment to ask you to play prophetic based on your experience, what do you think is going to shape this business moving forward in the next 5-10 years? What's going to change from your point of view?
I think the most important thing that would change in this business is to giving knowledge to the upcoming farmers, younger kids, having kids come in and just learn about pig farming. You never know what you can do in somebody else's life, So my whole goal is to do the best I can to help somebody else out to get in the business, because it's a lot of money in it. It's a lot of money in it as long as you do your research and invest wisely.
So the future is information. Once you're properly informed, you're good to go. That's incredible. And now sharing nuggets. I know you run a butchery. You touched a little bit on value addition. I think also farmers really need to think about that. Not only direct to market access, but offering additional value for the market itself, apart from sausages, which we traditionally know and follow. What other areas are we looking at?
I'm also looking into the beef and milk business as well. So if God helps me out and I'm able to make the profits that I'm aiming for, I believe by the end of next year I extend the farm to where I have cows and a lot.
Oh, that's incredible. And now getting a little bit personal, Because for a long time you've grown up in the diaspora.
Yeah. I grew up in the States, but I'm Kenyan nationally, but I grew up in the States.
Okay.
So I just came to Kenya to see what type of business can I get my hands into, just to do something for myself because I'm from it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's normally interesting because as you mentioned before, some people can just realize, oh, this guy. It seems he grew up in the States, so I can up my prices on particular products
Correct.
and whatnot. For people who are considering that that opportunity, moving from abroad, coming back. First of all, is that a very common phenomena of Kenyans and Africans who are abroad, sort of considering coming back home and establishing businesses?
Yeah, I think so. I believe so because most of my cousins and family members usually go work and then come back and invest in Kenya. Because at the end of the day, like we're Kenyans, so it makes no sense to invest elsewhere else. And that's the reason why I decided to come back and just do a little business here and there. But I'll be going back soon as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know when it comes to investment back home, especially for Kenyan diasporans, traditionally a lot of people have invested heavily in real estate, and I can understand that. But there are untapped areas. You are in agriculture. You chose pretty different value chain. Talk to me about whether this is one of those areas that Kenyans who are coming back into the country to invest can tap into, and why they should do so.
Yeah, I think it's one of the areas a lot of people don't really pay attention to, and not really knowing that there's profit in it. There's a lot of profits in it, and I'd rather start small and get bigger elsewhere, or just maintain it and get all the benefits I can from pig farming. A few of my friends are actually planning on traveling to Kenya in December, and we're talking about partnershiping and maybe making this pig farming bigger than what it is right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's incredible. Another thing that we need to touch on is the issue of making the farm sustainable. Sustainability is very important. So when it comes to waste management, talk to me about how you're handling that within to make your farm more sustainable.
So my waste management plan is that I usually collect all the manure from pigs and I turn it into fertilizer. So that's why recently I started doing farming. So I'm using the fertilizer into the farm as well, which is a win-win for me because I don't have to spend money for fertilizer, but I can just use the waste from the pigs. So I have a septic tank outside, and that's what I'm using to combine all the waste in it, and then turn it into fertilizer, like I said.
That's incredible. Do you foresee that as being a whole chain when it comes to diversifying the farm? Because I'm pretty sure as you grow, then that could also be another stream of income, sort of fertilizer. Have you thought about that?
Yeah, I have. I actually thought about it before I started pig farming. I can use that fertilizer to grow corn, grow sweet potatoes, and these are items that I can use it back into the pig food that I use. So it's like a cycle. The pigs are giving me waste. The waste is being turned into fertilizer. Fertilizer is being used to plant corn and whatever products that they need for their foods.
Yeah. Oh, that's very, very important. And also when it comes to the pig farmers community, because I think there is room for people to learn from each other. I don't know whether what's been your observation in terms of that cross collaboration, more experience, less I've realized sometimes when you come into an industry that is very open and you're able to be embraced by people already practicing, it makes it a little bit easier to avoid common mistakes. Do we have room for that? Is it something that you experience or you just hack it solo? Unfortunately, I didn't really experience that. I kind of just went in it by myself and I believed in myself. I had faith in myself. So by research and time into it, and that's why I'm kind of just, doing the thing by myself. And I'm glad that, doors are opening up for me. Obviously, starting from a small unit to such a big unit can hold up to 200 pigs. I'm grateful. Yeah,
I'm grateful.
Definitely.
Sure.
And diaspora, have you also as part of your research, is there sort of a comparison what they're doing out there vis-a-vis what you are doing here? Are there gaps that you feel you can borrow from maybe the market that you grew up in compared to here?
Me, I just feel like if I start looking into like what somebody else is doing or what's out there in the market, I lose focus on my own journey.
Okay.
So I have a tunnel vision in what I'm doing, and I just try to focus on myself and not really looking too much into whatever anybody else is doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely. All right, Karen. It's been a pleasure actually talking matters to do with pig farming, and this is our last segment that we give sort of details, just pointers, yeah.
Okay.
And also a little bit touching about your personal life as a farmer's life. Talk to me about what's been the most interesting thing about being a pig farmer yourself.
The most interesting thing about it is just the amount of people that are reaching out to me and asking me on questions on how I started, and some of my friends in the States are really interested in actually starting a business in Kenya. So it's unbelievable how I just took my chances into pig farming and how many people are really interested in what I'm doing.
Okay.
So I just feel like I'm like a vision to somebody else out there, and that's what I want to do in Kenya, man. I just want to help everybody else, all the new upcoming farmers. I'm willing to give whatever knowledge I have into helping somebody else be a successful farmer in Kenya.
Okay. As a pig farmer, if you had access to unlimited resources, what would you change?
What would I change? I'd change the market on the market that pays farmers for their pork. I keep it at a steady number so that people that are getting into the business already have an idea, like this is how much it costs for me to sell pork, instead of having so many different numbers and stuff. So that's one thing I change.
Okay. Stabilizing the market, the prices, so that they're favorable to farmers.
Yeah.
You feel farmers are being shortchanged?
Yeah, for sure. And pork is so high. It's a high demand in pork as well right now. So it's like, if the demand is high, you guys need to go ahead and make sure the numbers make sense to the farmers as well.
All right. And lastly, before I let you go, if you weren't doing pig farming, what would you be doing, Karen?
I'll probably be trading. Trading.
Okay.
It's like my side hustle is where I trade, and the money I make from there, I usually bring into pig farming as well.
Okay. Oh, that's incredible, man.
Sure.
Really appreciate. Thank you for sharing your insights and your knowledge and welcoming us into your farm.
You're welcome.
I think it's been a pleasure learning a lot about pig farming from you, your experiences, and all the best.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. We have it, the proprietor of Pig Farm, Moreka, actually says that it's important for us to restructure our market, because it feels as farmers they're not getting the value for their product. That is one. But also, once you get into pig farming, it's very lucrative, but also you have to put in the work. Make sure that the pigs are hitting the milestones. What is done is to ensure that he's making his own feed that is realized. It's working very well for his pigs to hit those milestones. Other than that, proper farm management style, which we have seen, actually making sure that the pigs are well taken care of and protected. But most importantly, he says that it's about the tunnel vision, being focused on your vision as a farmer. Sometimes comparison can be a distraction. Learn your lessons and continue growing and keeping at it. That's been our episode Farm Kenya on matters to do with pig farming at Unk Pig Farm in Kiserian. My name is Nakib Kimboi. We out.
Huwa mkono ambao unalima ardhi, mlango wa kulima kuwa mshindi, kuwa na uhakika sasa, kukulea stakabali wa baadaye. Tufanye kazi pamoja na tukue pamoja, kuimarisha Kenya ni juu.